Hidden Life, written and directed by Terence Malick, is a masterpiece. From the crew to the cast, they have come together to create one of the best faith-based films. A Hidden Life follows the final and quietly resounding act of Franz Jägerstatter's life. A life full of love, devotion, immense power, and resolve. Franz is caught at a crossroads, swear loyalty to Hitler and to massacre the innocent for a war he doesn't believe in, or to resist absolute evil on behalf of his faith and convictions, as well as those around him, which will certainly lead to his death. From its command of beautiful scenery, the true story's heavy content, and use of biblical imagery, A Hidden Life shows that though an act might be perceived as small to others, it has the potential to make a great change.
I'm with you, always.
As much suffering A Hidden Life has, it has equal amounts of joy. August Diehl as Franz Jägerstätter and Valerie Pachner as his wife Fanny conveys the joys of a simple life, of working hard, passionately enjoying the companionship of the ones you love, and finding hope amongst a turbulent time. Pachner is able to convey the weight and balance the weight of Fanny's struggle to understand what her husband feels he must do is right, while at the same time questioning it, and later accepting it. Two vastly different ends on a scale she must balance to give life to the woman that lived through it in such a short time. Pachner and Diehl shine in both happy and difficult situations, making their performances brilliant and grounded. Never once did I question their choices to convey their characters' weaknesses, their strengths, their anguish, and their pain, making them the closest to the actual people that lived through this. Karl Markovics, as the mayor of the Jagerstatter's town, St. Radegund, is a scene stealer, and is by far the closest character we can get to examples of how people are acting currently, within politics and in some religious circles, with that absent-minded fervor and zeal. These performances are enhanced by their settings, as some scenes were filmed in the actual locations the real-life figures would have walked and contemplated on their action or inactions. The cinematography by Jörg Widmer is as biblical as the story it is telling. The village in which the Jägerstatters live, St. Radegund, at the beginning of the film looks and feels as if it was the Garden of Eden itself. Green, mountainous, a wide-ranging valley, beautiful, resplendent, and seemingly never-ending, and yet restrictive and isolating, especially when the rest of the townsfolk turn against Franz and his family. Scenes in prison are dark, but still have some glimmers of light. Purgatorial, where Franz is troubled and at times doubtful, but that doubt fades with his rock and fortress of hope, Christ. While we aren't shown the fire and brimstone of hell, the audience witnesses it and goes through it to be laid down in green pastures by the film's closing. Terence Malick's writing, in combination with August Diehl's performance, shows an understanding of the kind of love Jesus Christ wanted people to have for one another through the life and deeds of Jagerstatter, the joyous, selfless, and empathizing love, and the sharing of our collective humanity. Throughout the film, you feel this love in every action Jagerstatter does, from his relationship with his wife and children to his treatment of those that beat and revile him, just as Christ did. Though Jägerstätter is living through one of the worst regimes in history, he knows that through acts of love, this regime can crumble, which is one of the reasons why he chooses to make one of the most beautiful acts of love, laying down one's life for their friends, despite what they and others may think or how they treat you. Malick also delves into the idea of the comfortable Christ, the one that we often see given more attention to today, the one that we see in televangelists like Joel Osteen, where he's preaching where everything is good, and about positivity and staying where you feel safe, where you are never challenged by the hard and truthful part of what Christ wants us to do in life. And that is to help others. Period. Full stop. No matter how you might see them or how they might see you. Jägerstätter is battling both the worldly and spiritual devil all at the same time, and is ridiculed and mocked by those who say they believe in the same Christ as he does, the one they see in depictions and hear of in church, the same one they say that they want to emulate, the one that teaches that we reap what we sow. But they are the Pharisees and people who called out to crucify Christ 2,000 years ago. Malick displays Jägerstatter's Christ-like sacrifice through the stages of Jesus' life through imagery. The audiences are able to see Christ's story through Jägerstatter, even if they aren't familiar with the original story. We see Christ's temptation through the conversations with his lawyer, his betrayal through Jägerstatter's friend, the mayor, persecution through the physical beatings he receives from the Nazis, as well as the ostracizing of his family, his trial, and the washing of his own pilot's hands, his own execution, and his rebirth. A Hidden Life and its subject, Franz Jägerstätter, are and will be an example to those who see the light in the darkness when evil clouds around us, and when men are too weak to see that evil as strength. They will see Franz and his strength through Christ, and realize no matter how small or quiet they are perceived to be, they can make the loudest resonance for generations to come, when the evil they have faced is long gone. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my channel for more film reviews and analysis.